You have been calling yourself intermediate for 3 years, maybe 4. And every time someone asks your English level, you say the same thing, intermediate. But here is the real question. Do you actually know what that means? Because most learners have no idea where they truly are, and not knowing is exactly what keeps you stuck.
Okay, I felt that personally. I literally typed intermediate into every app I downloaded and never questioned it once. I just assumed intermediate meant not terrible and not fluent.
Which is literally every person on Earth. So today, we are breaking down every English level, A1 all the way to C2. And by the end of this video, you will know exactly where you are. Not where you think you are, where you actually are.
And we are not reading from a textbook. We are describing what each level actually feels like. The real experience. The embarrassing moments, the wins.
Before we go anywhere, drop your level in the comments right now. A1, A2, B1, B2, C1, or C2. Just guess. We will come back to it.
And at the end of this episode, Sarah is giving you one single test question that instantly shows your real level. One question. Stay for it.
A1. This is where every single person starts. And A1 is not embarrassing. A1 is brave.
That A1, your entire vocabulary is hello, goodbye, my name is, I am from, and numbers 1 through 10. You walk into Starbucks and the barista says, have a great day, and you panic and say, you too, when she hands you the coffee.
You too is honestly the peak of A1 conversation.
You understand maybe 5 words per sentence, and you pray the other 5 do not matter.
But here is what nobody says about A1. It takes real courage to speak when you know almost nothing. You do not know the words, you do not know the rules, and you speak anyway. That is actually the most important skill in language learning, and A1 learners already have it.
The honest A1 experience is this. English is everywhere, and I understand none of it. YouTube videos sound like someone talking underwater. Movies are just pretty pictures with mysterious background noise.
A2. This is where you stop drowning and start swimming. Badly, but swimming.
At A2, you survive. You order food, you ask for directions, you can say, I do not understand, can you please repeat that? Which is honestly the most useful sentence in the entire English language.
At A2, you start having real moments. Your first conversation, where both people actually understood each other and nobody had to mime anything.
And then one fast sentence destroys everything. All that competence disappears in 2 seconds because someone spoke at normal human speed.
The A2 experience is mostly nodding and hoping. You nod yes when you understood maybe 40% of what was said.
I did this for months. Someone would say something long and I would go, yeah, absolutely. And inside I was thinking, I have absolutely no idea what just happened, but I am fully committed to this nod now.
B1, this is where things get interesting. And by interesting, I mean dangerous.
Dangerous?
B1 is the level where you understand enough to feel confident, but not enough to be correct. You know the grammar rules. You break them constantly without knowing it.
Oh no, that was me. I once confidently told my coworker I am very boring today.
When you meant...
I am very bored today. She stared at me for a very long time and said nothing. We have never discussed it.
B1 is where real conversations start. Real opinions, real jokes. Some land, some confuse everyone in the room, but you try.
The best B1 moment is watching a movie in English without subtitles for the first time. Slowly, with your hand near the pause button, heart beating, but you do it.
B1 is also when you first start thinking in English. Words appear in English without translation. Instead of going through your first language first, English just shows up. That moment feels like something shifted inside your brain.
Now, stop for 1 second. What level did you put in the comments at the start? Because B2 is where almost everyone thinks they are. And we need to be honest here.
B2 is comfortable English. You have real conversations. You write good emails. You watch Netflix most of the time without subtitles. You can argue, apologize, make plans, and tell a joke, all in English without panicking.
B2 speakers sound really good. You can genuinely fool a lot of people.
But here is the B2 trap. You understand almost everything, so you stop noticing your mistakes. You stop asking why. You stop growing. Because life in English at B2 is comfortable, and comfortable is the enemy of better.
The real B2 moment is being in a fast conversation with native speakers, understanding 90%, and that 10% you miss is sometimes the most important part. The punchline, the key word, the name that changes everything.
If you have made it to this point, and clearly you have, you already understand more about English levels than most learners ever think about. What comes next is the part that surprises everyone.
C1. This is where things get quiet. I mean that as the biggest compliment.
C1 speakers do not think about grammar anymore. The rules live inside them. They feel when something sounds slightly wrong, even if they cannot explain why.
At C1, you stop translating entirely. You do not go from your language to English in your head. You dream in English. Not every night, but it happens.
You make a joke and it lands. You give a presentation without stopping to search for a word. You have a deep conversation about something that matters to you, and you sound like yourself. Not a simpler version of yourself. The real you in another language.
C1 is genuinely beautiful. Most people who reach it say the same thing. They cannot believe how scared they were at A2. The distance seems impossible until you turn around and see every single step that got you there.
C2. The level that barely feels real.
C2 is not about being perfect. Native speakers are not perfect. Native speakers say gonna and ain't and literally in the wrong way every single day.
C2 is about being free. You read academic papers. You understand every accent. You catch sarcasm in the first second. You understand a pun before the sentence finishes. You can write anything you want to write.
Poetry even, which I personally will never do, but theoretically I could. Theoretically.
C2 is rare. Not because it requires special talent, it requires time. Years of listening, reading, making mistakes, fixing them, making different mistakes, fixing those too.
Most people never reach C2, and that is completely fine. B2 gets you a job, a relationship, a real life in English. C1 makes you feel at home. C2 just means the language has become part of who you are.
Okay, the one test question Leo promised at the beginning.
Pick any English paragraph, a news article, a menu, anything. Count how many words you do not know. 0 words you stop at, B2 or above. 2 or 3 per paragraph, somewhere in B1. Every sentence has a new word, A2. Everything feels like guessing, A1. It is not perfect, but it is honest.
And honesty about your level is the only thing that actually moves you to the next one.
Whatever level you are at right now, you are exactly where you are supposed to be. Because you are here, you are still going.
Drop your real level in the comments. Did you discover you are higher than you thought or lower? We want to know.
Subscribe to Talk Sarah Daily. New English episode every single day. See you next time.